Radio Show.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion, delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots, you know, the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. But before we get into our intriguing content today, please join me in welcoming our featured guest.
Welcome back.
Joe Ingram is in the house. Welcome, Mr. Joe.
Thank you so much. Happy to be here, Ron Siegel, because I keep coming back. You know what I'm saying? This is great. I love it.
Yeah, there's some reason that he keeps coming. You know, every time our numbers get too high, I used to have a mutual friend of ours who would come in and help me out whenever our ratings got too high. You know, he's a little busy right now, so thankfully you're here to try and bring us back.
To bring it back down.
Bring it
and
back
actually,
down.
There's usually food in the break room. That's really why I'm here.
That's
Ron's like,
okay.
"Are you here for the show?" And I'm like, "Play it off, play it off." Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
Hey, let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are no operators standing by. I am it.
Quiet, numbskulls. I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan, a plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Celebrating today. I'm not sure. Does anybody know who Art is? I don't know who Art is. So today's you're celebrating day with or without Art. I'm not sure who Art is. I just throw that out there.
I got a bad feeling about this.
That was the wrong button anyway, so that's the one we were looking for. Bifocals at the Monitor Liberation Day. So this is an interesting one, Joe. So
I'm confused by it.
So as you get older, and obviously if you're watching us on ronsiegelradio.tv, any of our socials, or the ABC News and Talk, ABC News and Video, ABC News and Talk.
This is easy for you to say. Yes.
KMET AM 1490 video feed. You're noticing Joe and I are old, and we've got the spectacles on.
It's experienced, yes, and we have seen a lot, and that's why we need glasses.
That's why we need the glasses.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, got that one down. So it's also Eat a Red Apple Day. Eat a Red Apple Day. So, okay, you know something? If I had a red apple, I think what I would prefer to do is take that red apple and maybe I could take that red apple and make it into a pie, right? So today's National Pie Day. What's your favorite pie? What's your favorite pie, Joe?
None.
None.
I don't eat pie or cake. Never really into it.
Wow.
So, but I'll eat the apple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you've lost so much weight.
Right.
Jeez. I mean, unbelievable. Yeah. Okay, so, give me a coconut cream pie. Polly's makes what they call a Sunnylicious pie. So it's a lemon pie, like a meringue type pie, and they put whipped cream on top. Really good. I should have had Polly's come over here today and bring us some pies, but I'm a little slow. Okay. Moving right along, let's talk about slow. Let's see what's going on in the markets today. Ooh, they're not slow. Dow Jones is up now almost 400 points. The S&P 500 up 72. NASDAQ up 202. Oil up $1.35. a barrel. Maybe we can get Jerome Powell to talk again today and watch the markets tank like they did yesterday. They were up early in the morning yesterday, and then we get Jerome Powell talking, and they took a dump. So maybe we can get Jerome Powell to speak a little more today. So unbelievable. And then you listen to Janet Yellen. I wonder if she went to the Nancy Pelosi school. So yesterday I'm listening to just one snippet of Janet Yellen, our Treasury Secretary, in front of the Congress. I don't remember the Senate or House, saying the Build Back Better plan is fully paid for. Well, yeah, it's paid for because the United States Federal Reserve is buying the bonds that the Treasury issues to create this. Unbelievable. And she thinks people believe, well, I guess there are people that believe her. I don't know. Just throw that out there.
You know better than that.
Speaking of believable, Bobby Joe, glad to have you with us. Thanks for joining in. Joe's just sitting here writing you a love letter. I don't want to cause any trouble there. But we do have, I did notice that there was interesting news going on today. So the Clown News Network, both of their viewers are very, very upset right now. And we do it because of this breaking news that we have coming out. So, part of the families are gone. So in New York, they got rid of the Gotti family. They got rid of the Genovese family. And it looks like now Cuomo, yeah, you might be on the way out also. They've got Chris Cuomo now on indefinite suspension. Throw that one out there. Okay. So, maybe you can help me with this. I'm a simple guy. So when I hear the word that emergency, I think that means you got to act quickly. Isn't that kind of the emergency?
Right.
If
It's
it was
requiring immediate action.
requiring immediate action.
Yes.
So
without looking it up.
Okay.
Yeah, that was just
Now-
off the top of my head.
That's because he's a sales genius. I get it. Okay. So how can you have an emergency that has to be put on hold? How does that work?
Depends on when you've scheduled vacations.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's,
Yes.
probably 40 years ago, if you remember back then, 50 years ago, that they always said at that time that if a baby arrived at the wrong time and the husband was deployed, that, there was that there was a delay, that the baby was late, right? Or the baby was early. We know what really happened there, but the issue here is President's emergency orders are being the court systems are saying you can't have an emergency order put on hold until January. It doesn't work that way. So just throw that out there for you. So I guess we're going to have to see what happens with some of this government overreach that's going on. Amazing how that is happening. But hey, let's take a look at some big news yesterday. Big news. So if you are looking at buying, selling, refinancing, or financing a house, the FHFA, that's the government entity that oversees Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, came out with their new lending limits yesterday. So we had thought about a month ago, we told you that we thought they were going to go to $625,000. Now, standard number is $647,200. Now, if you were in Los Angeles County or Orange County, that limit is now $970,800. That means you can buy a $1,020,000 house, put 5% down, and still have a high balance loan. Perfect scenario right out there for you. Now, for those that are in our senior community, they just announced that the home equity conversion mortgage, that would be the reverse mortgage, lending limit on that one now $970,800. So new numbers out there. So we're going to be talking about those in the days and weeks to come. Big issue. And we got a lot to chat about with our friend Joe Ingram. I've got a new sound clip for Joe also because it's an interesting one. So we're going to play that as well. How to think strategically as a buyer in today's market. And we've got a featured home brought to you by myfavoritelender.net. All that and more. You can reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990 or RonSiegelRadio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
So this takes the place of one of those little
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce degree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make a call. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Dow Jones now up 401 point. Now it just dropped back to 398. The NASDAQ is up 197 points. S&P 500 up 63.89. 10-year Treasury up 2 basis points. Mortgage-backed securities up 2 basis points. And as you know, all that is found on the super secret website, google.com. But what you may not find unless you're really looking for it, the ADP employment report came out, increased 534,000 jobs. That was created in the month of November. Biggest groups that gained jobs in there were leisure and hospitality. They're the big winners in that group. Service sector continued to get, like I say, 424,000 jobs gains in service. Leisure and hospitality, 136,000 is of that group. Goods producing sector added 110,000 jobs. So we're seeing some good numbers right there. Bottom line, 19.6 million private sector jobs lost in March and April. We've recovered about 15 million of them, still missing, in search of 4.6 million people looking for work. And you have to wonder how many of them really want work if they can keep getting California's handout money. So I just throw that in there. That is the Mortgage Minute brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. So I've got this little clip, Joe. I think you might appreciate this one. It's only 36 seconds, but I know that you're the social media guru.
True.
Amy, it says you are trained in technology. That's very good. Are you adept at Excel?
No.
PowerPoint?
No.
Publisher?
Not really.
Exactly in what area of technology are you proficient?
Snapchat, Pinterest, Instagram, Vine, Twitter. You know, the big ones.
I'm surprised you didn't say Facebook.
That's for old people, like my parents. That's funny.
Okay, Joe Ingram is with us. What are we going to talk about today, Joe?
I want to talk about Facebook for all the old people that are out there. Yes.
You know, it's funny when you listen to that clip like that because I hear so many people say the exact same thing. You know, Facebook is for old people. That's where the young people have gone somewhere else.
Right.
But statistics still show there's a person or two listening to Facebook or looking at Facebook.
So I was running numbers this morning while we were sitting here. So Twitter has 320 million active subscribers. Okay. You're looking at LinkedIn at 260 million. And then we jump over and go, okay, wait. Instagram has 1 billion.
1 billion.
1 billion with a B.
So that would be double Twitter and LinkedIn combined. Okay.
Yes. Then YouTube's at 1.9 billion. So they're almost at 2 billion. But that stupid thing for your parents is at 2.8 billion people worldwide. And so, I mean, it's not all here in the United States. We know that. But I mean, if by anybody's means, where people are going there for their news, for their actual social media and what they're actually trying to convey to people.
And the irony is that maybe there's some people out there that, the young people just call a spade a spade. I know that some people are not fans of Fox News, but when Jesse Waters used to do his Man on the Street segment, and he'd go and ask young people, who's the vice president of the United States? And they can't answer the question.
Right.
Who's the governor of California? I don't know. And he's usually going to these $70,000, $80,000 a year colleges.
Correct.
Right. He goes to NYU and asks, who's the vice president of the United States? Abraham Lincoln. Yeah, maybe you're off. So maybe some of those people should go back to Facebook and get some news.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, if you're based on the numbers, if you're going to go perpetrate your life as being amazing, you should be doing it on Facebook.
Right.
Right?
So and we spend a lot of time, our team spends a lot of time on Facebook as well. Obviously, if you're watching us on our socials, I think we're on, right now we're on 4 different Facebook channels that have probably about 30,000 followers, somewhere around there, 40,000 followers just on those channels. And I look at my own personal situation, right? So we've got probably 40,000 people, connections on Facebook, and probably 5,000 on Instagram, on LinkedIn. And I don't even know what our Instagram's following is. But something, I guess it's because I'm old. I'm on Facebook most of the time.
Right. Yeah. So I'm a huge Instagram fan, but guess who owns Instagram?
Facebook.
Right. It's
right?
Facebook.
Oh, wait, no. Meta Platforms, Inc.
Yes.
Does anybody know who Meta Platforms, Inc. is? Probably about as many people as who know who Alphabet is. No, don't give me the ABCs. But do you know the biggest the biggest holdings of Alphabet?
No.
Just a couple little companies, Google,
Never heard of them.
and YouTube.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
So
never heard of them.
they changed their names because they don't want you to know, right? So why did Facebook change their corporate name to Meta Platforms Inc.? Are they ashamed of what they're doing? I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. Good morning, Edna. Glad to have you with us. So tell me what you've been up to, Joe. I know you've been out there. I watch you. I do follow Joe Ingram on social channels just because I want to know where I should avoid.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Where not to be, because Joe will be there.
Joe will be there.
Absolutely. I agree. That's the smartest advice you're going to get today on the Ron Siegel Radio.
So I heard that you're out in Florida starting some new venture.
Yes.
Sounds
So
exciting.
it is actually, I was thrilled with it because, again, it doesn't
Joe
matter.
is getting his thrills in Florida.
Yes. Thank you so much. I took my bride with me, so it's okay.
So he's allowed. Okay, he's allowed.
But so what we're looking at is what we learned with 2020 was we got our ability to socialize face to face robbed, right? We didn't have the ability to go out and communicate with people. We couldn't go to a coffee shop in the neighborhood and have a conversation because we weren't allowed to be inside, and it's really difficult talking 6 feet apart.
Yeah, 6 feet apart with the cars going by, and in Southern California we don't get too much cold weather, but
Right.
That one day that it rained, that was a day that we were trying to talk.
Exactly. And again, nobody can drive in the rain in California, but I digress.
Yes.
So when you look at this, we're facing again another campaign of fear that is coming our direction to say, hey, let's cancel Christmas and go into 2022 with, more initial separation of people. And
Do you think we're going to get that? I mean, does anybody really believe that we're going to listen to them?
I don't know, but did you notice that the new thing came out as Omicron?
Yeah.
Right, which is the word moronic. Stuff.
Just change the letters around.
Just change the letters, and you've got moronic.
There we go.
But
thought of the day.
Yeah, write that down. But looking at this, the answer was: how do we take people that are stuck into a social media world right now, which again would be a meta plan,
meta world, right?
That comes in. We want to keep you separated. That's there, but we want to say, I want to take it from social media to social meeting. So that's going to get you. So build relationship on the computer, but build it with someone who's geolocated to you, so that you can actually go and meet this person.
Wow, meeting people. Is anybody getting meeting people face to face anymore?
Yeah.
You know, you might have to be careful if you meet somebody face to face.
Right.
You might have to be careful of what you say online nowadays. Then,
Exactly.
right? I mean,
exactly. But I'm really bold if I don't.
yeah, I got a
have to see
computer
you.
between me and you, and an internet line and a bunch of cables, so I can tell you, Joe. You know, I don't like your glasses.
Right.
Right. I can say that because wait a second, we are in the same room. Okay, so
But-
I might have to be nice.
So right now, one of the biggest explosions that's happening on Facebook is groups.
Okay.
And when I say that, if you were to pull up Facebook and start scrolling through your feed, your timeline, you will notice that there's more group posts is what you're seeing as opposed to people posts that are up there. And they shifted this back several months ago.
It seems to be ads. Does that count?
Yes, but those are the ads I'm running.
Oh, okay.
But,
There you go.
like I was in shadow banned. I can't run ads. When you look at this, guys, what I'm trying to say is let's get out there and let's find a way. So most people have social media. They don't utilize social media.
Are we supposed to utilize it?
You're supposed to utilize it because everybody out there, again, I come from the entrepreneurial space, much like Ron, and I'm sure most of the audience is that, and if you check unemployment, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's becoming an entrepreneur
Right,
because they
exactly.
won't take the menial jobs anymore. We want to be able to take your online reputation, teach you how to brand it right, and help you build a community based on your geo-targeted location.
So explain to me, what is a geo-targeted location?
So that was a really fancy way to say, let's just put people who are in the same city in the same group.
Okay.
Now, my belief as well is I look and say, the average consumer is over an hour a day on Facebook.
Okay.
So why not be where everybody is? Okay.
Yeah, we've talked about the idea of if you're at a party and the party's at Joe's house and a couple of people show up at my house, there's no one there.
Right.
Right?
And
Go to
that's
Joe's
other
house.
social media platforms. So we're using all social media platforms to funnel people into groups that are based on where they live so that you can create impact in your community. Now, there's other apps that do simply for your neighborhood that
Right.
goes on, but that's another app to download, more notifications to pay attention to. And
Or
if we-
ignore.
Yes. And if you look at your phone, there's enough social media apps. But if a majority of the people in the world today are spending time on Facebook, then why not be there and provide the outlet or the inlet for people based on where you
Be
live?
where the party is.
Absolutely. Go where the people are and then give them the ability to know you, like you, trust you. And that will help build your brand and ultimately help you build your clientele. But most people don't know how to effectively manage it. Most people don't know how to build out a group. They
Right.
don't know what the steps are. Well, my team and I, we're the experts in building out groups with what content and what we're doing. So we're going to put out groups that have a focus. And it's, again, we're building what's called Club Connects. So we took the word connect.
Club Connects.
Yeah, we took the word connect and said everybody understands how to spell it. We want to be unique.
IT.
Yes. I got it. Yeah. So we did it KNEXT. So that's Club Connects. So you can connect with your group and the people that are around you.
So who's going to be in the group, or what are the groups going to be about? We're going to talk to Joe Ingram about that when we come back. How to think strategically. And we've got a featured home brought to you by my favorite lender.net. All that and more. You can reach me anytime off air. Number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text SLT Home Digest to 79564. Find your dream home before someone else does. You can also go to RSR Home Digest to RSRHomeDigest.com. RSRHomeDigest.com. How to think strategically as a buyer in today's market. The game of chess can provide incredible lessons to apply to all aspects of life. Easy for me to say again, including the home buying process. Chess requires you to plan and think about your strategy from the very beginning of the game. The home buying process, like chess, requires strategy and planning. Here are a few things to keep in mind to ensure your plan is as strong as possible when you begin your home search. Pre-approval, the best opening play to make as a home buyer. It's important to have a great opening play when you're buying a home. And the best move you can make when you begin your home search is getting pre-approved by a lender. You've probably already heard this is an important step, but what exactly is pre-approval and what benefits does it provide you? As Freddie Mac puts it, quote, the pre-approval letter from your lender tells you the maximum amount you are qualified to borrow. Getting a pre-approval letter is not a loan guarantee. It simply states how much your lender is willing to lend you, unquote. And while determining how much you can afford at the start of your search is critical, the pre-approval letter also serves another important purpose. Freddie Mac also notes, quote, this pre-approval allows you to look for a home with greater confidence and demonstrates to the seller that you are a serious buyer, unquote. In the game of chess, a strong opening move signals to your opponent that you're a serious competitor. As a home buyer, your pre-approval letter signals to the seller that you're a seriously interested buyer. Home buying, it's a team game, not a single-player experience. Every step you take to create your strategy as a buyer is important in today's market. Why? Mortgage rates are still low, but increasing. Prices are going up. There's a limited supply of homes for sale. These are just a few key variables in today's market for you to prepare for. That means gleaning on expert guidance as you plan every move is more important than ever. Have a team of professionals like your trusted real estate agent and loan officer every step of the way to make sure you make the right moves. Bottom line, getting a pre-approval letter isn't just a good strategy. It can be a game-changing. It allows you to get a full understanding of what you can afford, and it signals to sellers that you are serious. Let's connect today to ensure you're playing chess and being strategic during the home buying process. Hey, let me just give you a real quick story. I share with you all the time about getting professionals to work with you and not just trying to go out and wing it. So one of our private clients right now is in the process of buying a home. And during the home inspection, they discovered there may be a little too much water on the outside of the retaining wall. And lo and behold, the pool has a leak in it. Not exactly sure how serious the leak is, but first quote, $40,000. $40,000. Ow! Think about that. If you didn't know to look for that, if you didn't have an experienced realtor putting you in touch and understanding these things, they could get in there and a month down the road, got a $40,000 bill that you weren't expecting. And not exciting. So just think about that when we talk to you about the idea of having professional guidance. But let's get back to our conversation with our social media guru, Joe Ingram, in the house. He's playing over there in Mark's land.
Yeah.
Right. So we've been talking a little bit about Club Connect, KNEXT. So
found at clubconnects.com. What are the odds?
Could you imagine
what are the odds? I was like, it's so amazing. It's there.
It's there. Yeah. Wow. Okay, so Club Connect. So who's allowed to join the Joe Club?
Yes. So if you want to be part of joe.com, well, that's not my site. Never mind. Club Connects. If you went there, you can find the city that's largest to you to find the group that you can conduct and go through. So what we focus on
So
And
are you limited to one city?
Yes, you are limited to one city unless you're part of the Club Connect's hierarchy, which means you could oversee multiple cities within a state, or you can control multiple states.
Okay, so let me just understand this. We can have Newport Beach Connects or Newport Beach Club Connects.
Yes.
But if I'm a member of Newport Beach Club Connects, I can't join Costa Mesa Connects.
Right. It's supposed to be for your individual community. So,
Wow.
for example, we would have Club Connects Orange County.
Okay.
As opposed to going. So there's 167 major cities per Google across the United States.
Google knows everything.
Yes.
3,000.
It will share with you what it wants you to know.
Yeah. 3,009 counties or 3,007 counties, something along those lines.
Right.
Just throw that out there for the
yes. So
useless information.
If you look at it and say, okay, there's going to be a large area that we can pool people together, because again, going from social media, you can spend all day on the computer. And if you stopped and realized, I would like to meet some of the people, for example, on Clubhouse. If I go on to Clubhouse, the audio
Clubhouse is it? Wow, okay, that's
still
another
out there.
social media,
right?
Is that like MySpace? Oh no, that's a different one.
Exactly. So with Clubhouse, you go onto it, but not necessarily is anybody near you for you to actually go in, unless you scheduled a room that said only people in Newport Beach.
Right.
And so you don't have the ability to go out there. But what I find for most people is that social media is intimidating. What I find is effectively using it to build your own brand. Like you said earlier, don't wing it when it comes to real estate. Reach out to Ron. Get the help you need from the experts that are there. We are going to do this. And as part of the group, by clicking join, that's the hard part.
Wow. Who would have known?
Yes. So if you were to join the group, it's $0 down and $0 a month. Right?
Wow, okay. I can afford that.
Yes.
Forever.
And forever. And so the goal is what? We're building a community group. My thought is this. If Ron and I, because we're in this neighboring cities, so if it was an Orange County group, we could say, yes, we're in several Orange County groups together already. But we could sit down together and say, instead of this, you know who's in the group? Robert. Robert has his own coffee shop that's not necessarily a national chain, but Robert.
No green awnings.
Right. And he's over here, no mermaid. So, but Robert is over here and this is his. Why don't we go and actually have a conversation about doing business, but we patronize his business?
Wow.
As opposed to us doing that. And so you can build community from the online that everyone can participate. So what happens if Robert comes back and goes, hey, buy 1 cup of coffee, get 1 free? He could technically run an ad in our group, and that group will then partake of it instead of it being a national campaign for something, which would work.
Sure.
If you have somebody, but if Kroger's comes out, it would have to be for Ralph's out here, or Kroger's Market here, or Lucky's in a different city. All of these things become, diluted.
I like the idea that you're talking about, helping the small business person.
Absolutely.
Right? Because, there's so many major chains out there, and there's so many, and nothing against the major chains. Who knew that during the pandemic that, the virus didn't go to Walmart? I wouldn't have known that before.
Didn't go to Target.
So, we learned that during the pandemic, but, at other times we want to go to, the local Ace Hardware, the local.
Well, we just came back from Saturday, which was Small Business Saturday.
Right.
And I can tell you, there's a lot less places for us to shop now.
Sure.
And so if
Which is a shame.
if community can rally behind it. So we build the groups under the focus of community, collaboration, connection, caring, and also building your brand.
Wow. Nice. So you used to have the 4 C's of Joe.
Yeah.
Right? That community connection, caring, and collaboration.
Yes. And I just want to build individuals' brands. So if we put people in, so in every group.
So if I go into a Connects group, like if I go into Connects Orange County, am I going to be bombarded with a bunch of advertisements?
Not at all. County? But that's why we're policing the advertising. So the advertising only gets controlled through us at the top level of the company, where we have volunteer moderators that are in the group that help to make sure nobody posts things bad. Even on Facebook right now, you can flag certain words and it'll hold the post for you to review.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So then you can make sure nobody is.
That's why I
cursing.
get flagged so many
Yes,
times.
that's why we both get kicked out of groups.
That's why we're there. Okay.
And so looking at that, I'm saying to you, we have already built the system. We have a group already that's not a Club Connects group, but a separate group we built out that has 320,000 members in it. So
wow.
we've screwed up already. We've made the mistakes, and the actual group is thriving and it's there. And we said we can do this for different actual channels. One of them being, how do we help the independent business owner reach the community? How do we get the community to know that those people are there? Because not necessarily can they pay the same ad budget on Google for pay-per-click as a major chain can.
Yeah, so it kind of levels the playing field a little bit.
Absolutely.
Especially if you get a lot of people in any individual group.
Right.
So does Facebook push the group? I think you might have mentioned this in the last segment, but does Facebook push group posts higher?
Yes. So they made a push at the end of 2020 going into 2021. They made a major shift to emphasize groups because they saw that's where everybody is going. And then you can build a like-minded community. And to me, the answer is let's build a like-minded community that takes care of itself. And if you're one of the moderators, you become almost an instant celebrity to get your brand moving and how you can build your own.
And the
business.
fascinating part of it is a lot of people don't think of this. And I don't know why, but I share it all the time with some of the education that we do, is that if you find out that Facebook wants groups and they are the ultimate highest level, right? You guys can be the moderators or admins or whatever it is for the group. But Facebook still has the ultimate control.
Absolutely.
Give them what they want, right? So if the boss wants something, give it to them.
Right.
You're giving them groups, and that's what they want. So they're gonna reward you. You know, just like we learned at one time that the different organizations want video or they want live stream, or now I think they've got that, what they call it, shorts or.
Yeah. So I have a lot of success on shorts. And to me, it's really great to say, look, and that's not the ones I'm wearing because I get told to put pants on. But the shorts, meaning the smaller the content, stick with the fact everyone's gone ADD and their attention spans don't work. So on YouTube, I put up a video of a vehicle when I was at a client. I was like, oh, look at this. And in one day had 7,000 views. And when you check the numbers, it's because YouTube pushed it out to people.
Sure.
And so why did they push it out? It was less than a minute. And it had a topic point and hashtags that made sense. But all of this is something you got to learn, and you can learn it within the Club Connects group because we do a lot of the work for you.
There you go. We're going to talk more with Joe Ingram about this when we come back. We've also got a featured home for you. We'll be back in just a few. We've connect with us, Ron at ronsiegelradio.com, or you can go to any of our socials. I'll put you in touch with Joe. But we'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio. Or anytime at 800-306-1990. Featured home brought to you by myfavoritelender.net. Now, remember, we feature these homes so you have information about them. There is still properties you can buy in Orange County, California, under $500,000. This one happens to be 969 Eastwood Drive in Placentia. 3-bedroom, 1 full and 1 3/4 bathroom. Spectacular updated townhome with a backyard and grass area in the cozy Saddleback Gardens community of Placentia. Entering the home, you're greeted by gorgeous laminated wood floors. Don't know how the wood floors greet you, but I guess somehow they do. And a ceiling fan in the spacious living room. Large open kitchen features laminate wood flooring, dishwasher, ceiling fan, granite counters, and lots of cabinets and counter space, and even comes with a refrigerator. Through the kitchen sliding door, you'll find the private backyard with a covered patio and grass area, perfect for pets. What would you pay for something like that? It's listed at $450,000. John Perez over at First Team has the listing. Think about this one. If you put 3.5% down, you're looking at about $1,893 a month. Put 20% down, you're looking at $1,592 a month. 25% down, strategically speaking, you're looking at $1,400 a month. Those are principal and interest payments only. Yes, you do have to add the taxes, insurance, HOA, and if there's any mortgage insurance. APRs 4.198, 3.455, 3.117. All the fancy stuff is right there on the screen if you're watching us on RonSiegelRadio.tv, any of the ABC News and Talk video feeds, or any of our social channels. That's the Featured Home, brought to you by MyFavoriteLender.net. Continuing our conversation, Joe Ingram is in the house, and we're talking about Club Connects. It's a new concept that's coming out. I don't want to say that Joe's competing with us right here on Orange County Buzz, but
which I am a member of.
Which he is a member of.
You are allowed to join more than one group on Facebook, for those that don't know.
And basically, I learned a lot from Joe. I'm just throwing that out there. That Joe is a great educator and very willing to share his vast amounts of knowledge. So, who's the ideal connector? Is that what we're going to be called as connectors?
Yeah, so that's what it was. And that was like my partner, Amy Lee, you've had on your show, right? And she was like, ooh, we want to be connectors. And I started laughing, and then I was like, that can probably stick.
Sure.
Right? That'll catch on and go, hey, are you a connector? I'm a connector. We'll get little buttons.
Yeah.
It says, I'm a connector.
Wait a second. Are you a connector? I'm a connector. Don't you want to be a connector too?
Yeah. Yes.
Right?
And for all of the young people listening, both of you, right? You're like, wow, how did they come up with that so fast? Yeah. Don't realize it's a retread.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but
we still watch, what was that show that the guy was the drunk and did the jingles? 2.5 Men, right? Right. So
yes.
All the jingles. So that's where that comes from. It's from the jingle man.
Yes.
Speaking of jingles, what do you think about our new jingle that we have?
I like it. I was liking the little lady singing the Ron Siegel radio.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I should have the jingle just on here by itself, but
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
There we go. Okay.
See? You get that hook at the end to bring you back.
That's
I
it.
Like it.
That's
I
it.
Like it,
Connect.
you got lost.
I wish we could be
Siegel.
connectors, though.
Yes, exactly.
Now
I got to come up with a jingle.
Now you got to come up with a jingle.
Yes. So we got a logo, we got our websites, we got it all on there. But yeah, for example, who are we looking for? We're looking for somebody who wants to be part of a community and create impact locally.
Okay.
That's what we're looking for. So there's a lot of people that spend a lot of time on social media. And again, we don't get paid while we're spending time on social media. My thing is, if you were to join a Club Connects group around you and you expressed interest to say, hey, I'd like to help the community and I'd like to keep the page clean and keep things going, then we would talk to you about becoming a moderator. So you can spend time on social media and you can moderate the page, which means you'll
still not get paid. But
you still won't get paid, but at least you're contributing.
Exactly.
Right? And you're trying to make sure the page and your community is taken care of while building your own brand. And when it comes to building your own brand, like for example, we know that going through the community collab, connection, and caring, we know how to create posts that facilitate that. So then you can put up a post that increases engagement. And so through Lee Duke, my partner, Amy Lee Westervelt, she's got the know-how of building it in. She builds really successful groups, right? And then all of a sudden, we now can go post things that will engage people, get people talking, getting people to know each other better. But we have already put it together. It's all sitting in a repository that says, hey, Here's
That
how
is
you're gonna
not
do
a
it.
suppository. That's a
No,
repository.
that's a pain in the butt.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, so we'll call it a vault.
Yeah, there we go.
We put everything in the vault. So we're looking for people that can come in and contribute by grabbing the information, put it out there, and make sure engagement stays positive. And then we'll say, like, we will jump into a group, let's say Club Connects in Atlanta. We'll jump into Atlanta and we'll say, hey, you know what? Let's do this at this business. What if 20 people got together? Look at Orange County Buzz. You can turn around and say at one point, go, hey, I'm going to be live at this business.
Sure.
And then guess what happens to that business? If 20 people show up to go, hey, I'm going to meet the guy that runs this group. Okay, the guy with the radio show,
right?
The guy who knows all this stuff. He may not even be coming to talk mortgage, but you can network individually, and then you become that real estate guy for the person who's sitting there.
Sure.
Right. And they go, when their friend says, oh, like for me coming from automotive, every person that you meet has a friend, family member, or coworker that will be buying a car in the next 90 days. So when I was in the actual dealership, my answer was, I need to be known as the car guy.
Car guru.
Right. I need to be in there. I need to do that. And so how could I do that effectively? I have to run around and shake a whole bunch of hands like an old politician. Or could I put myself into a Facebook group with individuals that also want to better my community so that we can share advice, collaborate? That's one of the C's, right? And put all of that together so that we can build our community better. And so, but not.
So how do we, what's our next step here, Joe? How do we connect with you, get things rolling and be part of this community?
If you want to be part of the community, the easiest thing to do is go to clubconnects.com and just click at the top, find my group. An interactive map of the United States pops up. Look at your state. If you click on your state, it'll pull up those that are around you. You can click on it and go through and say, here, this is what I want.
Club Connects.
KNEXT.
Social media to social meeting.
Yes. We want to build it out.
And it says there's some sort of an executive team here.
Yes.
And I hope that, well, you guys have these pictures are really all backwards. I mean, you've got Lee Duke on here and you on here.
Right.
And the only one that anyone wants to care about is Amy Lee.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, so what's this? I mean, I thought that you guys were gurus here.
Yeah, we started because Lee built the first group to put it out there, and so that's what we look at.
Okay, so you want him to
be the brain trust, then said, hey, I need people. For him, he met us on another social media platform and said, hey, let's connect about this, which Club Connects was born at that point in time, saying we can build this out, and it's already been proven, so there's no need to say we're baby stepping and we're going to wing it. We're not going to do that.
Sure.
We're going to build, like you laughed at me earlier saying Joe knows all these shortcut software packages to get things. Well, Amy Lee has 2 or 3 that I had no idea about. And now we're all using this to build out this funnel. And eventually what we're going to be able to do is somebody comes to us and says, I have a passion or interest and I would like to build out a network. And we already have the infrastructure to say, great, if you wanted to build real estate professionals across the United States, we could talk about that. And then we can build out 167 groups based on cities across the United States and partner with you to say, here, this is what we can help put together. And that's another entity other than just Club Connect. Club Connect is what I'm trying to do is it's a way to give back and build the community and go through. But we have multiple things that are like Club Connects.
So if you have an idea, you can actually call Joe and say,
yeah, absolutely.
Joe, I want to build a group about funny looking guys with beards.
Yes. And I'll be like, yes, spokesperson.
Right, there you go.
So, but
maybe you can put your picture on the top of that group instead of,
Right, of course. Well, it's eye candy.
Yeah,
exactly.
Some sort of candy. Bittersweet.
Yes, absolutely.
Bittersweet. Okay, so it's pretty. It sounds exciting, Joe. I mean, when the group's going to go live?
So we're going to go live at the end of December, which we just started. But yeah, so we're looking at that. We're also going to hold a national convention of everybody within the groups in March, and so that's where we bring everybody to a big social meeting from all the social media. And we just did one. That's what you saw in Florida. Was we had our initial team come together with 20-something people, and we went and ventured to Florida and made it a little working vacation.
Yeah, tough world.
Yes.
Next time you go to Hawaii, let me know, and maybe I'll meet you over there.
Nice.
Just a different thought. Hey, if you want more information on Club Connects, give me a call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Be happy to put you in touch with Joe Ingram, or go to clubconnects.com. And as always, we ask, set your first radio preset button to coming back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to Josh and Sean, who are engineering us today. And, of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.
Swim against, put me down.